GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, Dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered.
And that's MVS and Justin Watson.
With some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues. If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up. Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow, comma, semicolon, period, next sentence, to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Is that yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up. We're Ray
and Jay
in the morning.
My God.
How good is
Dude.
he? How good Let's get it. GMGP. It is Friday, August 15, 2025. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with myself and my brother from another mother. Y'all know who it is. The Canadian himself, Jordan Richards. That's your boy Jay Rich on X. It's Feel Good Friday. It's Freaky Friday. You could have something up if you want to on this Friday, baby. We're going to have a damn good time. I'm glad y'all woke up. Right here on the channel, we got a lot to talk about, Jay Rich, and the people in the building. If you took the over today, you lost. The house always wins. Jimbo, don't bet against us. Don't bet against us. Cold World TDE, what's popping, baby? Cold World in the building. Adam Zaff in the building. Shout out to my dog, Adam. We got AJ in the building. Elwood, Jimbo, Garrison, MV Prof, Hunter Joe Green, Dynasty Rehab, Nick, GMGP to you. Walt, what's up, baby? Raider Nation, Tyler Trout in the building. Hey, he's doing you, Jay Rich. Shouting out to all the Hendo owners. He's victory lapping Travion Henderson right along with you. You and Tyler, victory lapping Hendo like we all didn't like Travion coming out. Jay Sully in the building. What's good, good people? Rolling with Johnny. What's popping? Jacob, Marcus in the building, man. Marlon, Kevin, Jay. Man, we got a dope crew in the building. Sacramento Kingpin in here. BC, B-City Thornton. GMGP, what's going on? What's going on? We got preseason football tonight. We got a lot of stuff from the legal community. Jay Rich is going to put his lawyer hat on today, along with his medical hat and fantasy football analyst hat and NFL historian hat. He's going to put it all on and give us the news that we need to hear. Jay Rich, how you doing this morning, baby?
I'm excited, man. I'm good. It's a good week of football. Yeah, as you said, on this show, one guy produces and one guy does the rest. I wear a lot of hats on this show and more than happy to do it for the people. More than happy to do it for the people, Ray. But how are you doing, my friend? I almost never ask you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's Friday, man. It's been a long week. Just getting back in the flow. Kids back in school, so waking up early, getting them out the house. It's been a long week, but it's a good week. Baseball starts back up next week. Little man back in baseball. Damn. We got kid pitch this year, Jay Rich. Kid pitch baseball. So
okay.
Yeah, man. Ryan wants all the shit. Out. He wants the elbow thing that you put on, the thing for.
Got to get him the C flap too.
Oh, he's already got that. He's got fully protected out there for that 41-mile-an-hour pitch. It's inevitably gonna bing him in the back. But we're good, man. We're good. Oh man, they're talking a little MMA. I saw Dana White looking a little nervous out there. In that pre-match, pre-fight presser. But we need Ray, we need an update on that expensive league you won first year, and then you and Scott sold all your players for picks. Well, I'm start this. We'll get back to this at the end of the show, and then I'll tell y'all what the roster looks like, because that was a league I did a big video on. I won it. It was a big money league. I think it was a lot. Buy-in was very high. Won it in year one, and then I sold everybody for like straight rookies and picks. So we'll go to that a little bit later, Jay. But there's a lot, man. I don't want to delay.
Okay.
Let's get into the biggest news. We could debate on what news was the biggest, but let's start this thing off with Quinshon Judkins, Jay Rich. We got to start with Quinshon Judkins on this show today. So we are going to do a Would You Rather Quinshon Judkins edition a little later as we talk through the situation. Let us know how you want us to approach this from a redraft standpoint, Dynasty. I see people right now, Jay. The first thing I saw, RB6, right back to a top 8 Dynasty running back. Like that, I'm just the messenger. I'm seeing people say right back inside top 10 Dynasty running back Quinshon Judkins. What happened yesterday, Jay Rich?
Well, we got reports yesterday. I think Jordan Schultz was the one that broke it, but Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins will not face any formal charges as prosecutors have declined to move forward with the case. This clears up the way for him to return to the team, and I'm told that should likely happen in the near future. So there's a lot of different things coming out here. There was a big statement by the police basically saying that all the claims that were initially made weren't as concrete as they seemed when the claims came about. Obviously, we know there was delay in her ultimately reporting the injuries and the things that happened to her. And it just seemed like the defense didn't have, or I guess the prosecution didn't have a solid case. And that's where ultimately it seems like the charges have been dropped. And now we're waiting to see what is the potential fallout from the NFL side for Quinshon Judkins. But all reports are that he should be in camp fairly soon and should sign his contract with that very, very soon. We don't know exactly how quickly that's going to be, but it seems like now into preseason week 2, we hopefully will have Quinshon Judkins on the field, maybe even next week. But Ray, what are your thoughts on this situation? And especially from a ramp-up period perspective, like this is supposed to be their starting running back. We don't know what the suspension is going to be, but we expect him to be in camp hopefully fairly soon. But do you think he could actually be ready for week 1? Let's assume he's not suspended, like just in terms of actual activity.
Yes.
Okay.
I do. You know, this is one where when this news initially broke, we talked about this on the show. And then at the time, right, this was before the police statement. Our stance on the show was he's going to play sooner rather than later. Sucks that he's going to be out. He's going to get suspended. He's going to miss some time. And as this thing started to progress, you and I both got a little more bearish, right? Oh, shit, man. They haven't signed him. There's all this stuff going on. He's nowhere to be found. But what the reports are is, Joe, I don't think he's going to face any suspension. There was no.
Okay.
We're not talking. I'm not talking about morally. Did he do in the criminal justice system? He wasn't even charged. It wasn't like he was charged and found innocent.
But that's not the rules, though.
But
that's not the rule.
There were no criminal charges brought forward at all against. I'm just saying it's not like he was charged and then. Went through it and then found innocent.
And then they were dropped.
They didn't even bring him forward. So why the hell is he going to get suspended? Why is he going to get suspended? And if I'm Judkins, I'm telling you right now, if I'm Judkins, I want full freight. I want a fully guaranteed contract like everybody else around me. He's right in line. Hendo got it.
Okay,
Shuck got it. I want all my money.
I hear what you're saying, but you have to know that that's not happening. Like
you think he's going to get suspended?
No. Okay. Suspension aside, in terms of the contract, there's no way he's getting a fully guaranteed deal.
Why?
You can't let what happened happen and still get the same contract.
Nothing.
Unless you want to have a standoff, right, with the Browns, which could happen. To your point, maybe he doesn't want that fully guaranteed contract, and that's okay. He has every right to do that because everyone around him got that. But everyone around him in that range was not in the news for a potential battery case, were they? Right? It's a very different situation. But in terms of the actual suspension, I hear where you're coming from, but this is the problem with the CBA. The CBA clearly states that you can be suspended for conduct detrimental to the league, meaning the NFL. He was drafted to the NFL to play in the league. Him being in the news, especially for the situation he was in, is conduct detrimental to the league. Now, I think the interesting point here is with him being not under contract, how does that work, right? He's not even under contract. He didn't sign anything. So, again, is he a part of the league if he's not even signed a contract yet? He is part of the league, but it's kind of like an interesting way to look at it. I think he will be suspended for like a game or two, but it's not going to be anything substantial. And I think the good thing is if he is suspended for a game or two, that gives him the 2 weeks he missed in training camp
to ramp up,
to catch up. So when he is available, he's good to go.
You could vehemently, as you said the other day, right, Jay Rich, disagree with me on here. But he needs to learn the playbook, understand the concepts, protection schemes, but like ramp up to turn around and to carry the football. I don't think he needs much of that at all. We literally see guys in season in the NFL who are multi-year vets get signed off the couch in the middle of the season and start for an NFL team the following Sunday. So I'm not worried about Judkins' conditioning. Do you think he was at home not doing anything throughout this process as a fresh rookie out of Ohio State. I'm not worried about his wind. Okay, I've got little concern, even if he has not mastered the full depth of the playbook. 24 power, 28 toss, 26 counter. Like he can. Those are things that he's done since he was 7 years old. Jay, I'm not worried about him needing to ramp up to play the most replaceable position in football, which is running back. Understanding the concepts and doing all that stuff, sure, but I don't think it will take long for him to get on the field and look better than Jerome Ford and probably Dylan Sampson. Now, Dylan Sampson has been getting run with the ones in practice. His preseason debut, not much, but again, it's preseason week 1 practice stuff. He didn't look great, but he's going to get more opportunity to play. I guess I'm just not as concerned. And I see people in the chat. Joe said, Mike Florio said if the alleged victim doesn't cooperate, then he won't be suspended for sure. If she does, it can go either. Yeah. And she said if it does, it could go either way.
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting. I don't think he's getting suspended. I don't think he's getting suspended.
And that's fine. Like again, whether he's suspended or not, it's not going to be a hefty one, right? It could be a game or two. And again, if that's what he needs to kind of acclimate to the offense in the way that they wanted him to for week 1, if he was in training camp, like I think it's almost negligible outside of a couple of games. So I'm not overly worried about it, honestly. But how does this make you feel about Judkins now? Because it for what happened with the delayed trial, and we're not sure if he's ever going to be under contract because we don't know when the resolution is going to come. This is a big difference. Like this should take him back to where he was essentially when people were drafting him in April, when he was the 106, 107, 108. And for us, the only concern was the Browns. It wasn't the talent. It was just, are the Browns going to be good enough to where he can be viable for fantasy at the rate you're drafting him at, right?
It was that, and let's be fair, Jay. On this show, you and I both said Dylan Sampson would factor into the offense to some degree, that it wasn't, at least our stance was it wasn't going to be all Judkins off the rip in the first place, right? Like, even if he was the lead guy out there, whether we like it or not, Jerome Ford's still going to be on the field, and they did draft Dylan Sampson 2 rounds later, so he'll be a gnat, right? He'll be around, he'll be annoying. Now he's probably got a pathway to a little more opportunity to start. This is a really talented running back. I was never in on him being RB6 in Dynasty out the gate, but he's a really, really talented running back, man. I'm looking right now, Jay. I'm on KTC, keep trade cut, KTC. And we looked at this the other day because I was like, damn, Judkins is still RB21. He's still RB20, excuse me, RB20 right now. So he's not that. You know who's right ahead of him, Jay Rich? 2 rookie running backs. So do you want to do it? Do you want to get into it?
I can.
How do you want to take this from a redraft perspective or Dynasty? I think Dynasty is a far more interesting conversation than redraft. I think redraft, you'll be like, I'll take a lot of other early point producers over him. But I think the real question with Quinshon Judkins is, where would you currently today, based on the news, no suspension right now, could be suspended. Let's give him 2 games. He's suspended for 2 games. For Dynasty, nobody gives a shit, Jay Rich. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
2 games, whatever. I got him for the rest of the season. I think long-term, how good do you feel about Judkins in this Browns environment now that he's back in quotes? Like, how high would you take him now? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right, Jay Rich, would you rather Quinshon Judkins or Caleb Johnson?
I would probably take Quinshon Judkins.
Quinshon Judkins in Dynasty or RJ Harvey?
I'm taking RJ Harvey.
Okay, so you're still taking Harvey over Judkins, and I'm going to assume you're taking Hendo, Hampton, and of course, Ashton Genty, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Quinshon Judkins in Dynasty or the recently paid James Cook? In Dynasty, not this year.
I would probably take James Cook, honestly.
You would take James Cook over Judkins in Dynasty, okay?
I think I would, yeah.
Quinshon Judkins or Kenneth Walker?
I'd probably take Kenneth Walker.
Quinshon or Breece Hall?
I mean, I'm not.
Quinshon or Breece Hall? Just your gut.
I think I'm taking Judkins. I'm just dropping Breece Hall like a rock in my rankings.
You are bearish on Breece Hall, Jay Rich. Quinshon Judkins or your favorite running back, Kyron Williams in Dynasty?
I'll take Kyron Williams.
Quinshon or Christian McCaffrey?
Ooh. I think I would take McCaffrey just because I'm just going for the 1 year production. I think I just would. I'll play that dangerous game.
I feel like you're being a little conservative today. Let me see what the chat has said.
I'm definitely a little conservative.
MV Prof said Judkins over Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. Cook for sure on that one. Joe says Luke says Judkins over Kenneth Walker. Judkins or Chase Brown. I think a lot of people would take Chase Brown. I think everybody would probably take Chase Brown.
I'm taking Chase Brown for sure.
Jimbo said Cook. Sold Judkins, Genty, Judkins or Chuba. You would take Judkins, wouldn't you?
See, I think I would just lean on Chuba. Like if I see a player as a two-year
starter, you're thinking you keep talking about 1 year in Dynasty.
I'm saying every player you just mentioned is a 2-year starter, like every single one of them, and a pretty good one at that. So like I understand everyone said it for Judkins, but like this dude still plays for the Browns. Like, he's not playing for the Buffalo Bills like James Cook is, where they're a top 5 offense in the league. You can say Kenneth Walker sucks and he's always injured, but when he's on the field, he's a top 10 running back, and everyone thinks he's going to be great in this new Kubiak system. Like, I hear where people are coming from, but I'm not going to vault him up the ranks drastically over guys that could be multi-year producers until I actually see him produce on the field, personally. Like, I still think Kenneth Walker you could flip for a lot if he comes out and has a good game week 1. Which I think he can do. Now, he may get hurt at some point during the season if you hold him the whole year. But, again, we'll see what Judkins looks like. I'm not all in on this team right now, especially. And that's the reason why I've considered taking him over Caleb Johnson. Consider taking Caleb Johnson over him, even in the rookie rankings. Now, again, if he's all good to go and looks good, I'd probably still take Quinshon Judkins because I think the talent's a little bit better. But outside of that, like I think I'd rather take the producers now than bet on Judkins in this Browns offense, personally.
All right.
But how do you feel about that situation?
The Browns didn't stop, Jay Rich. The Browns didn't stop. I mean, we're not done. We're not done with Cleveland. Jay Rich, Isaiah Bond, your boy out of University of Texas, man. Highly touted prospect entering the NFL draft. I don't know about that, Adam Schefter. But the charges have been dropped. The sexual assault charges against Isaiah Bond, and I think this happened right before the draft, Jay, if I'm not mistaken.
Like
it was right before the draft. Sexual assault allegations surrounding former University of Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond have been dropped. He was free to sign with another team, and he signed with the Cleveland Browns. Jay Rich, does this signing excite you at all? I see a lot of people really hyped for Isaiah Bond in Cleveland, but what say you?
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because not that I'm all in on Isaiah Bond. I'm definitely not. But for people who aren't familiar, a guy who really likes Isaiah Bond and really doesn't like Matthew Golden is Scott Barrett. And he tweeted out once again, he's talked about this like all offseason, how when they were on the field, Isaiah Bond had a 2.68 yards per route run to Matthew Golden's 2.03. And it wasn't until Isaiah Bond wasn't playing that Matthew Golden really broke out. And that's what people always talk about in defense or against Matthew Golden. But playing for the Browns, once again, like, who's the quarterback? How involved is he going to be? But at the end of the day with Bond, he's a deep threat that if you're in a best ball league, like, he's a player that actually could make a difference and could hit your roster a couple times in the season. So just one of those weird players that we know is extremely fast, can get down the field, can make big plays. Just the volume probably won't be there for a while, but I think he's worth a flyer just because he's so fast and get down the field so quickly.
I don't I think he was a little overhyped at Texas. He's very fast. He wasn't that good in his final season, so I don't give a shit whatever those things were. Matthew Golden was the better player on the field than Isaiah Bond. Do I think there's really any chance here? No. But Cleveland stinks. They've got no quarterback right now. You really want to bet on another receiver in this offense? It's Jerry Jeudy, it's Cedric Tillman, it's David Njoku, it's whatever scraps the running backs get out of the backfield. You still have Harold Fan in there. There's not enough quality volume to go around. And I think that, man, this whole volume conversation in fantasy football is fascinating to me, Jay Rich, because somehow I became not a Garrett Wilson. I'm a Garrett Wilson hater and a hater of the Jets. Somehow we don't ever talk about.
Crown, right?
I hate the Jets, right? Because I think that Garrett Wilson is overvalued in Dynasty. And you know what the argument that people continue to hit me with? Dude, this dude got 1,000 yards. You're just dismissing a 1,000-yard wide receiver that hasn't had a quarterback. Well, you know what Garrett Wilson has had? He's had more volume and more opportunity than damn near any wide receiver in the NFL over the last 3 years. And every single year, that stat line looks eerily similar to the year before. Yep. And you know how good that 1,000 yards gets you? At 150 targets in the Jets situation, it's good for wide receiver 27 every single year for a player like Garrett Wilson. But I'm the hater because I don't want to buy into Justin Fields' lack of quality targets. I don't care. You're the one who told me he's going to get 175 targets this year, Garrett Wilson, in this Jets offense. I'm not buying it, Jay Rich, just because the volume is there. All of that stuff is king and you chase it. But what does it get you? It's a lot of empty calorie shit for Garrett Wilson, or at least over the first 3 years of his career. And people are like, oh, Ray, wait till he gets a quarterback. Well, you know what he don't have right now?
A quarterback.
A quarterback, right? Oh, well, then next year. Next year you want the rookie to come in. Garrett Nussmeier is going to get it done. What kind of quality target volume are we actually going to get in Cleveland? So the answer to buying Isaiah Bond, drafting him, hoping him, the answer for me is no. Like, you can spend your fab on him. I'm good.
He's a waiver guy. Like, that's where
I'm not spending $1.
You don't trade for him. You don't. If you're in a more casual league, people aren't really paying attention. Just go pick him up. Maybe you can flip him later for a 3rd round pick. Like, that's the move you're trying to make with Isaiah Bond.
Don't spend any fab. If he's a free waiver wire ad, then pick him up. Be my guest. No issue there. Don't spend any money on Isaiah Bond. No. Jay Rich. Keep that lawyer hat on, baby. I know you spent a lot of time in law school, so we got another doozy for you. Your Honor, Richards. Rashee Rice, Jay Rich. Hey, man, he's playing. At least the first 4 games. That's what it looks like, Jay Rich, as his disciplinary hearing with the NFL is scheduled for Tuesday, September 30th, which means NFL's probably not going to do nothing. This allows Rashee Rice to play in the first 4 games of the season, in which Kansas City has 2 tough matchups. They got the Philadelphia Eagles inside those first 4 games, Baltimore Ravens inside those first 4 games, the LA Chargers inside those first 4 games. Oh, hey, Chiefs are like, shit, we got Rashee Rice the first 4 weeks. What it's setting up, Mr. Richards, your Honor, is for Rashee Rice to potentially miss the middle of the damn season if he gets this suspension levied on him. There's been a lot of rumor and speculation. A lot of people thinking 6 to 8 games for Rashee Rice. When I first heard it, saw everything, my immediate thought is, he's getting 8 games. He's getting 8 games. A lot of people think it's 6 to 8. With him playing the first 4 weeks, potentially missing 5 through 12, I believe, because they've got a week 10 bye. What are your thoughts on the situation? And then we'll get into some would you rather Rashee Rice as we work through this topic.
I think it's funny, right? I honestly do. I think this is hilarious because this is literally like Patrick Mahomes calling up Roger Goodell and say, hey, Roger, I made you a lot of money over the years, bro. I need you to do me a favor. How about we just push back this Rashee Rice hearing for a little bit? How about we push it back a month? How's that sound, right? You let me play, give me him for the Charger game. Perfect. Give me him for the Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles. New York Giants, they're just baked in there. Then give him to me for the home game against the Ravens. Then guess what? You can have your little hearing. Give him his 8-game suspension. But don't worry, we're going to appeal. That appeal is going to take 2 weeks. So I'll have him for week 5 against Jacksonville, week 6 against Detroit. Suspension gets levied down, let's say October 14th, right? Right after week 6. Then he's got Vegas, Washington, Buffalo, Denver, Indy, Dallas. Boom, 6-game suspension. Done. Takes him all the way to December. Houston, the Chargers, Tennessee, Denver, Vegas again, and boom, they're in the playoffs once again. I think this is honestly the funniest story ever because while I'm not a conspiracy theorist, there's definitely something here. Like, there's no way that this is just, we'll push it back a month when they said
Sue Robinson, games. They said your colleague did not have time on the schedule to fit him in them first 4 weeks.
There's no way. This is so cooked, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it for Rashee Rice because he's going to play in some of their toughest games, and he's going to miss some of their easiest ones, and it's just going to work out so perfectly for the Chiefs.
For the Chiefs,
and
right?
Everyone's going to hate them for it, and I just absolutely love it.
Kevin said, I hate that Jay Rich is right here. I hate that Jay Rich is right. You got some more love. Jay Rich ain't lying. No Mercy says the Chiefs' favoritism is alive and well. The Chiefs are going to need Rice for that Ravens game week 4. From a fantasy perspective, Jay, it may be all fun and games for Kansas City, but in fantasy football, like, you don't want him missing the middle of the season, especially against the easy teams where he could potentially go out there and score you a whole bunch of fantasy points. You would rather him, like, if it were me, miss the first 4 games, right? That way we give that knee a little bit of time to heal up, make sure it's 100% when you come back, make sure that LCL injury is fully recovered from, and then I got you for the rest of the year. But now the Chiefs are going to prep for him, then he's out, then he's back. Like, what does this do for the flow and continuity of the offense? How do you feel about Rashee Rice? I don't want to say, and let me just say this, man. Let me say this. Let's be serious here for a minute, Jay. He's also on 5 years probation. During these 5 years, no alcohol, no drugs, no getting in trouble with some shit, right? He's got to be clean and straight for probably about like 2.5 years of that probation, right? Probably about 2.5 years. He's got to be on the straight and narrow. I'm not going to list off his prior transgressions over the last 24 months. But all I'm going to say is this ain't an isolated incident with Rashee Rice being in the news with legal stuff or...
That's fair.
You can go look it up yourself. There was some stuff that happened right before the draft. There was some stuff that happened after his rookie season. And then there's this incident. So it's not like this dude just found himself at the wrong place at the wrong time, right outside of Dallas going 192 miles an hour down the road. All right. I don't know if it was that fast, but it wasn't like he just wrong place, wrong time. Over the last 24 months, he has done some knucklehead shit. And now you gotta keep them fingers crossed that throughout this 2-year period, nothing else happens. Rashee Rice is just walking the line straight and narrow. So there are a lot of people that are like, look, man, I don't even want to risk it with him moving forward. What are your thoughts on the situation? We know your thoughts on the delayed hearing, but what are your thoughts on Rashee Rice, the asset in fantasy football?
I honestly am not that concerned about the probation or about the potential suspension because I think the upside is still so high. If you already have him, or if, you're paying the price he's at right now, and we'll kind of get into that, I'm fine if he just flames out one day and he's just worth nothing. Like, I'm just totally fine with that because I think when he's on the field, he can be a top 12, top 15 receiver. And if one day he does something stupid and all of a sudden he goes to jail for, whatever the time period may be, so be it. Like, that's his reality and that's baked into his price. But he's at a discount because of those things. And so I'll just take the discount. And if that blows up in my face in 6 months, then it blows up in my face in 6 months. But there's also a world where it doesn't at all. And he's just free to play and he plays great because this offense is going to be good under Mahomes. And I think I'm just willing to run the risk because I'm just not that concerned. Like, the players below him on the spots, like, they're fine receivers, but they're not going to win you weeks. They're not going to win you championships. They're just fine players that maybe could be something one day or maybe have 1,000 yards. Rashee Rice is like an actual difference maker that I do think is worth the risk when the risk is him not messing up again versus maybe him getting injured or one of those other things. Like, I'm just kind of fine with it for Rashee, especially with where his price is at right now.
Yeah, somebody said no booze on probation. I believe what I read, and I'm looking, the reason why that was in his terms is because there was alcohol related in his in his arrest thing. I think that was what it was, Jay Rich. I'm trying to find it right here. But it says lawsuit also alleges Rice and Knox had consumed alcohol before the car crash. So if that was in there, then his ass is on probation and they're going to say, no, you are not going to drink during the terms of your probation. So yeah, I mean,
yeah.
If you want to drink, go to jail. It seems like a pretty, if those are the terms of his probation, it would seem like a pretty easy decision to put the bottle down for a little bit of time.
For sure.
But yeah, you can't be on probation. And it says, while the incident involved allegations of race and whether there were no formal charges or findings of under the influence, according to the Chiefs Digest. This is the Chiefs Digest. But no, you can't. You damn sure can't smoke while you're on it. You can't get in any kind of legal fight, which there was some nightclub incident where he apparently got.
Yeah.
Go look up all the stuff you want. This was not an isolated Rice incident. So what are your thoughts on? So you think it's no big deal? You're still fine.
So I think it's
Dynasty.
Worth the risk.
You think it's worth the risk?
Yeah. Do you feel any differently though? Do you think because of the probation he's not worth the same risk as he was previously?
I can see it both ways. And then I see some people in the chat saying the Chiefs know he's a knucklehead. That's why they took damn Xavier Worthy the next year in round 1. And they drafted Jalen Royals this year. Like they're just protecting themselves from incidents where they may not have him on the field. Maybe some of that's due to his injury and they just need to make sure, Hollywood's already banged up. They just need to make sure they have bodies.
I mean, remember when they drafted Sky Moore, right? Because they were worried, and Mecole Hardman when they were worried about Tyreek Hill. Like it's the same type of issue. They drafted guys in just in case something happens, but like they still want the starters to play. Like they still want Rashee Rice on the field. Now they can't control him completely, and again, maybe he can just go live in Mahomes' house for the next couple months so he doesn't get into trouble. But yeah, like they want him on the field, and if he's on the field, he's probably going to be pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's going to be good. I think that the question is, are you willing to roll that risk for him at cost? And I don't know where he's valued right now in Dynasty. I looked at some trades on Dynasty-Daddy, and he's still getting traded for a nice freight. You still get a nice bag, but I don't know where he's at.
Do you want me to give you the list?
Am I going to do this one?
Are you prepared, or do you want me to do it? Because I think I'm
Rashee Rice. I haven't looked at. I don't know where he's at, so I will. From a Dynasty perspective or redraft, how are we going to do this? I need the parameters.
Let's do Dynasty.
I'll just say redraft.
Redraft, I'm kind of out.
I don't. Oh, man. You just have to roster construct the right way. You're probably going to have to draft another receiver to get you through because he's going to miss a damn bye week. He's going to miss a chunk of the middle of the season. At that point, if you didn't start off like 5-0, 6-0, you're absolutely wrecked. Like your fantasy season's over.
To be fair though, Ray, where he's drafted, he may be able to get you to 3-1, 4-0, to where once he's gone,
if he starts the season off, because the last we saw Rice, he wasn't just good, he was phenomenal, right? He was dominant. He was one of the top receiver in the NFL. If you look at the Trinity, only one player had higher usage than Rashee Rice weeks 1 through 3. That was Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown. Rashee Rice had like a 9.2 usage score, scoring you 20-something points a game. He wasn't just good, he was outstanding. So I think the expectation that people have is he's going to hit the ground week 1 and pick right off where he left in his second season. But that's not taking into account Worthy's maturation down the line for Kansas City at the end of the year. So I don't know what the hell the offense is going to look like the first 3 weeks. I think it's going to be good. A healthy Pacheco, a more acclimated Xavier Worthy, Kelsey. You know that the best Kelsey's going to look is at the beginning of the season. Fresh Travis Kelsey. So I expect this team to look good. So we can do it from a dynasty perspective, man.
All right, so let's start on the higher end. Would you take Tetairoa McMillan or Rashee Rice?
In Dynasty, Tetairoa McMillan or Rashee Rice?
Really? Okay. Then you're going to have some tough ones if you're already struggling.
I think I would rather have McMillan. I think I would take McMillan over Rice in Dynasty, yes.
Okay, McMillan's wide receiver 14. Rashee Rice or your boy, Garrett Wilson?
Rashee Rice over Wilson, because I feel like I could trade Wilson and get Rice and a little something on top of Rice. I feel like I can get a little plus.
That's not the question.
That's not the question.
Rashee Rice or Garrett Wilson?
Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice or Travis Hunter?
Give me Travis Hunter today.
Rashee Rice or Emeka Egbuka?
Man, these are tough. in Dynasty, I'll take Emeka Egbuka.
Okay. Rashee Rice or T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
Okay, so Rome Odunze is wide receiver 20. Rashee Rice, wide receiver 19. Rashee Rice or Rome Odunze?
I could flip-flop him. I can go Rome Odunze over Rashee Rice.
Now, here's where it gets interesting, because this is the range where I think you have some more conversation. Rashee Rice or Devontae Smith?
Oh, I would take Rice over Smitty. And I think Smitty's an awesome player, but I would take Rice over Smitty.
Rashee Rice or Jamison Williams?
You see that J-Mo clip yesterday? Oh, boy.
I did.
Give me some of that. I'm drinking that J-Mo Kool-Aid, man. Give me that J-Mo over Rashee Rice.
Okay, so you got J-Mo moving up a little bit. Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy?
I would go with Worthy right now. I know I can get a plus on top of Worthy. Like, I know I can move Rice and get a plus on top of Worthy.
I don't think you'd get a plus.
I think I can get a little. I think I can get a little. I'm not saying it's a 1. I'm not saying. I think I can get a plus on top of. You don't think so?
I think if you're asking a Xavier Worthy owner to swap Rashee Rice for Worthy, I just don't think they're going to do it. Right?
I think that's a different question, though. But I would.
That's the question.
Yeah. Okay.
That you just said you could get a plus, and I'm saying I don't think any Xavier Worthy owner is swapping his Xavier Worthy for Rashee Rice.
Okay. Is that it?
So next is basically where you're probably not going to take anything. So Xavier Worthy or Rashee Rice or Matthew Golden?
I would take Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice or Jordan Addison?
I would take Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice or George Pickens?
I love GP's outcome this season. People still aren't buying in, drinking in the cool. I know I can get a plus on top of Pickens. I know I can get a plus on top of Pickens. I would move my Rice and pivot into George Pickens. I know I'm getting a plus on top of that. I know it.
You might be able to. But then you have Metcalf, Flowers, Waddle, McLaurin.
I would take Rice over all those guys.
Over all of them. So you're kind of too far down the line. But how do you feel about him in redraft, though, since I have the some of the ADP pulled up? Because, like, Pickens is ahead of him in redraft. DJ Moore's ahead of him in redraft. Jamison Williams ahead of him in redraft. He's wide receiver 25 right now on Underdog's ADP. How do you feel about Rashee Rice versus Cortland Sutton this year?
In redraft? Oh, Cortland Sutton should if you're talking about he's going to miss the middle of the season, he's going to outscore him. He's going to... Right. And I'm not saying he's the better talent. I'm not saying it's the better quarterback, but Cortland Sutton should handily, on a point per game basis, I think all of them are going to outscore him. He's missing a chunk of the season. So, yes, I would take Cortland Sutton at cost and read.